Alright guys, I'm making a very sucky video. Alright, I was just playing on this Fallout server, radio, active gaming thing, and they were just, oh my god. It is very cancerous. It is far from serious, and it's extremely biased. Admins suck, alright? All they do is kick newbies, alright? That's all they do. I went in there. And when I first went in there, I noticed it was text-based. I don't really play text-based, but I was giving this game a shot because it had some pretty awesome opening screen. It kind of stripped it right out of Fallout New Vegas, and I was thinking about this. And when you first start off, you have your character customization like it is from Fallout, which I really liked. That was actually kind of cool. Like from Bethesda Fallouts. Still. And then, what happened is, they snapped on me because I was asked them if it was text-based. And they got super offended by that. I said, okay, chillax there, right? You don't want to scare away your newbies. And they're like, okay. And I just started asking about the map, if I can join the Brotherhood. They say, oh, no, we don't like the Brotherhood, they're a faggot gang. I'm like, what? Just whatever. And I kind of brushed it off. And then I talked to them about the Enclave, and I said, why do you want the Enclave? It's like, if we don't want the Brotherhood, why would we want the Enclave? I'm like, well, these are main factions of Fallout in general. Like, why wouldn't you have them in your server? And then I got to the basics, since it's like a New Vegas type thing. I said, well, can I join the Legion? Because I always join NCR when I do it, so I want to try something new. And they're like, yeah, but there's no Legion people online. I'm like, what? Can I join any faction? And they're like, yeah, there's the NCR, but no one's willing to recruit. And I'm like, well, that's not an answer. That's the opposite of saying, like, you just contradicted yourself. You're like, when more people get on, then you can do more things. And I'm like, okay. So I started playing a bit. I got a bit bored, so I left for a bit. Hopped back on later to see if it was, had more people so I could join something. And it gained about, like, before it had, like, very small people, like 5 or 6. So I'd say it's like 5 minus 13 equals like 8. I guess added 8 more people. So I hopped on. I started playing with them. I created new characters. Kind of funny. I mean, it was for Serious RP. I gotta admit, I probably shouldn't have picked that character. It was Lord Muffins. But I was gonna make a very like serious RP thing out of him. He had a funny name, and he was gonna have basically supposed to be an old man that was cuckoo in the middle of the desert kind of. That was my plan. And then I join in, and then they instantly start getting toxic because my name's Lord Muffins, and I told them my RP, and they got a bit more like okay about it. And then I got like to a point where I started getting bored of it, so I went to join the NCR. So I saw a bunch of NCR people at the front gate, so I went to talk to him, and I saw a newbie come. He didn't have a mic. And I could tell, well, he probably did have a mic, but he did not know he could talk in like voice chat. So I came over to him, and you can tell he's like walking around, going up to people without typing or saying anything. And then like after a few minutes, he walks away and he does it to someone else. So I kind of noticed that he did not know that there was a voice chat based thing. So I went over, told him it was a voice chat based thing, and I told him if you want any money or anything, because I'm probably not gonna play the server for long. And then I get kicked. I get kicked for trying to help a newbie. And it says stop asking for mics. And I'm like, what? I didn't ask that. And I came back and I told them. I was like, hey, I didn't ask that. And then the admin didn't respond for like 2 hours. Legit, that is actually like 2 hours. He didn't say a word or anything. But he was definitely active. People were trying to tell me that he was AFK. But I eventually found him, and he was at this front gate of like a different part of the city. Like it had like 2 front gates. Very weird. The whole thing was like error textures, and none of them helped me to find the downloading thing I need to download to get these textures. But I went over and I told him, hey, he kicked me like for no reason. And he was like, you asked for mics. I'm like, no, I didn't. I was helping a newbie that didn't know there's no mics. And he tried justifying it, saying, well, the newbie was like a minge or something. And I was like, well, what does that have to do with me? Why did I get kicked? And then he didn't answer again. He just started keep banging his pot. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he has this cooking pot in the middle of the street. He claims this is serious RP, by the way. This is a serious RP game. Remember that. This is serious RP. He has a frying pan in the middle of the road, and he puts a piece of meat in it, and he's banging it with a stick, saying he's beating his meat. This is the admin. This is the person who administers this server that claims it's serious RP. It just annoys me. And then eventually, I came to the point where I guess I was bugging him a bit. And he got upset, and he said, okay, well, I'll show you what an admin can do. And then he banned me. And look at the reason. You have been banned for the server for no reason. Your ban will not expire. He's permanently banned me for basically trying to justify what happened. And I asked him if I could speak to the owner, but then he kicked me from their Discord. I'm like, okay, well, why am I kicked from the Discord? And he didn't respond. He doesn't respond. And the owner, I don't know who he is. Owner probably isn't there. And they kept calling me, what is it? It's like Spicehead. They kept calling me Spicehead. And I didn't know what it was. And I Googled it. And apparently it's like some British slang for like a crackhead or something. And I'm like, what? Why am I being called this for trying to justify me getting banned? And I'm like, and it's not just the admins, it's the entire server. Everyone there is cancerous. And it's definitely not serious RP at all. And I just don't want other people to fall into a trap. They also threatened to DDoS me for asking about the voice or text chat thing earlier. It is bad. Just don't fall into the trap of this server. They all claim that they're, have text chat so they can avoid having, 9-year-olds so they don't have to break their lore. If a 9-year-old's a captain, that they don't need to, have it break their immersion. But honestly, they're all 9-year-olds, every single one of them. And it sucks that this happens, And the owner probably doesn't even know this is what's happening to his poor server. Or maybe he does. Maybe he's a 10-year-old too. Maybe he's a 10-year-old and they're all the 9-year-olds that bow down to him because he's one age superior. I don't know. It's not a good server. I just need everyone to steer clear from this. Don't fall for it because it says grand opening. It's terrible, alright? Grand opening does not necessarily mean good, and I now understand that. But this is probably one of the most terrible games, or Gmod servers I've ever played. And I played a lot of Gmod servers, as you can see. And these aren't even just the ones that I played. I played other ones. Just don't fall into the trap. Don't join that server on Fall RP. So yeah. See you guys.